Hi, I'm Peter Kellner, the organizer of 15 years of Silicon Valley Code Camp, and this now is our third Silicon Valley Code Campfire, and this one's focused on software architecture. You can probably tell that I'm here in Borrego Springs, still, and liking it a lot. Tammy and I have been here for about 4 years now, and even though we love Silicon Valley, we actually love Borrego Springs more. We will come back to visit, but we're here for a while. The biking is great, the weather is great, we just love it all around. Anyway, back to our current conference. Our first session is Ron Kleiman. Ron's currently an instructor at De Anza College and a retired architect, though I'm not sure how retired he is. He always seems incredibly busy. He's going to basically go through a typical scenario that an architect would face when building an app. His app that he's going to go through has something to do with college registration, and I'm sure you'll learn a lot of the things that you run into if you actually become a software architect. Incidentally, Ron has our most popular video on YouTube with currently over 400,000 views, which is totally not a surprise because Ron is a really good presenter and what he presents is really good. So our second speaker, Jual Law, who I've known for a very long time, is awesome. I met Juval probably 15 years ago when he was teaching a class on architecture, and I just learned a ton. Then 10 years ago, I was at an MVP summit and we were in a language review where basically the creators of C# were explaining what they were currently doing and what they were going to be doing going forward. And Juval got into a heated argument with them because what they were presenting was around single core architectures. And Juval was saying that this is ridiculous. The world's going to multi-core. You need to be focused on multi-core. Well, now I have 40 cores in my MacBook. And I have to say, Juval looked around that corner pretty well. Microsoft should have been focused on multi-core, and I'm sure they are now. Our third speaker, Keith Ball, is actually a real working architect. Not only is he an architect, he's a leader of all the architects at TiVo, or I should say he was. He retired a couple of years ago as a distinguished engineer, which is quite an achievement at a company the size of TiVo. Anyway, a lot of you probably know Keith. Keith managed registration for us over the years at CodeCamp, and surprisingly, it went pretty well. The fourth presentation is actually the second half of Ron's opening session on the details associated with being a real architect. I'm sure you'll enjoy that, so make sure you stick around for it. By way of thank yous, over the 15 years in these 3 CodeCamp fires, every one of our speakers has been a volunteer and done it because they want to spread what they know. Same thing for this one. That's Keith, Juval, and Ron. Thank you very much. And of course, Tammy, my wife, who's always been instrumental in these events, and she continues to play that role in this one as the moderator, who you'll see between the sessions. For the logistics of this event, after each speaker, we'll have a live Q&A with that speaker. So if you have any questions, put them down in the YouTube chat alongside the speaker while they're speaking. Tammy will pick up those questions and then ask them on your behalf during the 15-minute Q&A. Then at the end of the conference, we'll have a wrap-up, which will be me for just a couple minutes, hopefully congratulating ourselves on what a great job we did. Lastly, all our events are recorded on YouTube, so you can come back to the channel and watch them as many times as you want. Let's get started.